Ma Sanket. Sanket, am I audible? Sanket, am I audible? Okay, thank you, Ma Sanket. Right. Today I am going to explain you the next concept, that is data types. Data types. See, my dear friends, when you go to a cool drink shop, there are so many types of cool drink. Okay, right. Friends, today I am going to explain you about data types. Whenever you go to a cool drink shop, there you can see some types of cool drinks like Thumbs Up, Maaza, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, like that. Those are called types of drinks. Types of drinks. Right. In the same manner, we have some types in data also. Today I am going to explain you about the types of data, that is called data types. For better understanding, I will explain this using a table. In C language, we have 4 types of data types. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will give the examples very clearly. Whenever you see the keyboard, there you can see some letters A, B, C, D, and so on, Z. All these are called alphabets. In C language, we call it as character. While writing, we write just char. Char means character. Character means alphabet. Next, whenever you see the keyboard, there are some numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Any number. In C language, the number is called as integer. While writing, we write just int. Int means integer. Between 0 and 1, we have so many numbers. 0 0.1, 0 0.11, 0.124, 1145, like that. These are also called numbers, but having the decimal point. Those are called float. Those are called float. A number with a decimal point is called as float. The same numbers we can call it as a double also. We can call it as a double. Then you may get one confusion. Sorry, actually, is it float or is it a double? What is the correct one? Now there is a small difference between float and double. For better understanding, I will give a small example to you. Examples. Float variable. Float result equal to 100 by 3. In the same manner, I am taking double. Double result equal to 100 by 3. Now, what is the result of this one? 100 by 3. 100 by 3 is nothing but 33.3333 like that. And so on you will get. Here also same 100 by 3 is equal to same 33.333 and so on. In float, whenever you say float, it will maintain just 6 precisions. After dot operator, you can see only 6 precisions. Whenever you say double, after dot operator, you can see up to 10 precisions. The digit after dot operator are called as precision. If you want less than or equal to 6 precisions, then you can use float. If you want more than 6 precisions, then you have to use a double. More precisions means more accuracy. If you want more accuracy, then use double. If you want less accuracy, then use float. That is the difference between float and double. What is the difference between float and double? Float maintains only 6 precisions, whereas double maintains 10 precisions. It is the difference between float and double. Now these 4 are called character, integer, float, double. These are called data types. Whenever you store some data in computer memory, it will occupy some space. The space occupied by the data is called as size. The size of character. Whenever you put alphabet in computer memory, it occupies 1 byte of memory. 1 byte. Byte means it is a measurement unit of memory. Integer. Integer occupies 4 bytes of memory. Float also occupies 4 bytes of memory. Double occupies 8 bytes of memory. So it is the size of the data type. So now we understand what is data type. Now what is a data type? Data types are nothing but the names, special names. Special names are called as keywords. These are called keywords. What is the meaning of keyword means? The name already defined by computer is called as a keyword. Your name defined by your parents. My name defined by my parents. Country name, India. Who defined? Your parents? No. My parents? No. It was already defined. So some names are already defined in computer. Those are called keywords. Computer understand what is character, what is integer, what is float, what is double. But computer cannot understand what is Bhavika, what is Rabi, what is Sanket, what is Saheb. Computer cannot understand. So these names cannot understand by computer. These names are understood by computer. So these are called keywords. What is the use of these? These are used to mention the type of data. So these are used to describe means explain. Describe type of data. Type of data. In C language, we have 4 types of data types. C supports C supports 4 types of data types. 4 types of data types. C supports 4 types of data types. These are the names: character, integer, float, double. Each data type has its own size, specific size. Friends, note on this. Note on this topic, data types. Ravi Narayan is asking, there is no string type in C? No. Right? It is there in Java. It is there in Python. But there is no specific data type with name string. You can handle the strings, but there is no specific data type. When you combine group of characters, then it becomes string. How to create a string, how to manipulate that, I will explain later. There is one topic, string. If it is completed, please tell me. Right. Now, these are called data types. Next topic is, what is modifiers? What is the meaning of modifiers? See, my dear friends, I have 2-liter water bottle. In that 2-liter water bottle, how much of milk I can store? I can keep it empty, or I can keep 1 ml, 2 ml, 3 ml, up to 2 liters we can store. Up to 2 liters we can store. So 0 ml to 2 liter means 2000 ml. 2000 ml. This 0 to 2000 is called as the capacity of the bottle, 2-liter water bottle. It is also called as range. In the same manner, I said you integer is the data type. Its size is 4 bytes. In 4 bytes of memory, you can store only the numbers from minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. The numbers between these two values you can store in integer variable. Suppose there is an employee whose salary is 50,000. Now 50,000 you cannot store in integer variable. Why? Because its range is, its capacity is this one only. But it is also a number, no? Yes, it is also a number. It is also integer, look like as integer. To store more than 32,767, we have to use long here. Here long is a modifier. Using this, you are modifying the meaning of integer. So to modify the meaning of any data type, we have to use modifiers. So what are the modifiers? Modifiers are the keywords. These are also keywords. What is the use of this? These are used to alter or modify the meaning of data type. Meaning of data type. In C language, we have 4 modifiers. C supports 4 modifiers. What are those? Examples are short, long, signed, unsigned. These are the 4 examples. I will give the explanation or usage, how to use. There is an integer variable A. Integer means computer allocate 4 bytes of memory. I want to reduce the size of integer. For that, I can use short. Short integer. It will reduce the size of integer from 4 bytes to 1 byte. Integer number. Its size is 4 bytes. I want to increase its size, long integer. Whenever you say long integer, the size of integer will be incremented from 4 bytes to 10 bytes. If you want to increase the size, use long. If you want to decrease the size, use short. Signed integer means it will store only the negative numbers. Sign means negative sign, minus. If any number having sign, minus 20, minus 40, these are called negative numbers. Only negative numbers will have sign. If you want to store only negative numbers, then you can use signed integer. If you want to store only positive numbers, then you can use unsigned integer. Unsigned integer be like that. So these 4 are the modifiers available in C language. If you want to modify the meaning of any data type, you can use this. Note on this, my dear friends. Okay, Ravi Narayani is saying it's done. Next concept is, what is variable? My dear friends, to explain this, I am going to open a paintbrush. The data will be stored in computer memory. The data always stored permanently in memory. To store the data, first we need to create the containers. Suppose you are going to college, you will take a water bottle. What is the use of water bottle? To store the water. You will take one lunch box. What is the use of lunch box? To store the meal. You will take a college bag. What is the use of college bag? To store the books. To store something, we need container. Those containers are called as variables. Now, what is a variable? Variable is a container. It is a container just like as water bottle, like that. What it will do? It can store the data. It can store the data. Here I want to store 3 values, so I created 3 containers. In first container, I am going to store the roll number of a student. In the second container, I am going to store the student name of the student name. In third container, I am going to store the average marks. So first container I am going to use to store roll number. In second container, I am going to store student name. In third container, I am going to store the average marks. So what is variable? Variable is a container. It is used to store the data. In one variable, you can store only one value. Suppose you have 5 values, then what to do? You have to create 5 variables. And every variable must have a name also. What is 501? 501 is called as roll number. What is Bhavika? It is nothing but student name. What is 98.5? It is nothing but average marks. Average. So every variable will have a name also. It is roll number. Bhavika is the student name. 98.5, it is nothing but the average mark. Now it can store how many values? It can store only one value. Only one value. It must have a name. Where variables will be created? It will be created inside the memory. Inside the memory. Now, why it is called variable means it allowed to change its value. Change is nothing but variation. It allowed to vary its value, so it is called a variable. It allowed to change or variation. Vary means variation. Variation. Vary its value. So it is called variable. It is called variable. Right. Now, how to create these variables? How to create these variables? The variables can be created like this. Like this. If you want to create these 3 variables, you have to write the logic like this. Right? If you want to create these 3 variables, you have to create like this. How to create? I will tell you how to create. How many variables I created? 3. What are those? Those are, what is roll number? Second one is student name. Third one is average marks. In roll number, you stored 501. 501 is nothing but a number. So I am saying integer. In this, I am going to store integer data. In student name, I stored character. So character. How many characters? Single character, group of characters? Group of characters. So I said 50. That means in this container, computer allowed to store 50 characters. Just now he asked what is string. So it is the thing. Right? String is nothing but group of characters like this you can create. Ravi Narayan is saying that in which memory? Yet it is RAM only. Right. In RAM, the computer create the variables. Right. In this way, it is in this you stored number, but it has a decimal point. If any number having decimal point, then you can use float or you can use double also. But here I used only one precision. To store one precision, float is enough. Double is not required. Why? Because when you say double, it will occupy 8 bytes of memory. When you say float, it will occupy 4 bytes of memory. To save the memory, I am using float here. So whenever you write these 3 lines of code, these 3 variables will be created like that. So it is the examples to create the variables. Now what is the syntax? Syntax means how to create. First, you need to specify the data type. First, you need to specify the data type. After that, you need to specify the name to this variable. That is nothing but variable name. Variable. So you can create any variable with the help of data type and with the help of variable name. So we can create a variable with the help of data type and variable name. Variable name. It is about the variable creation. Variable creation. Right? Now note on these 2 points. What is variable? How to create the variables? Declaration or creation. Both are same. Creation of variable. How to create a variable or how to declare a variable. Here the meaning of syntax is how to write. Whenever you go to doctor, he will write some medicine. How to use that medicine, how many times you have to use, how to use, that can be indicated. That is called syntax, how to use, how to create a variable. That how is called as syntax in C language. Right. Any number you can give here. 50, 100, 25, any number you can give. That means this number indicates how many characters you are going to store in this variable. What is the capacity of this variable? It indicates it can store up to 50 letters. If you have multiple variables with the same data type, you can create it in single line. If you have multiple variables with a different data type, then you have to write down in separate lines. Okay, Ravi? It is integer, so you write in one line. It is character, so you write in another line. Suppose it is float, you write in another line. Suppose I want to create 4 numbers. So integer a comma b comma c comma d, like this you can create 4 variables of same data type. Like this you can create. But these are different data type, no? That's why I created in separate lines. Now the next thing is, while naming the variable, you have to follow some rules and regulations. Those rules are called as scope rules of variables. Scope rules of variables. What are the rules we have to follow while naming a variable? To understand this, I will explain a table to you. What are the valid names? What are the invalid names? Valid variable name, invalid variable name. I created a variable with name number 1. It is valid. You created a variable like this first number, it is invalid. Why it is invalid means the starting, it should begin with alphabet or underscore, but here it begins with a digit, so it is invalid. So what is the first rule? First rule is variable name must begins with an alphabet or underscore symbol. Number 2, it is valid. Second number, it is invalid. Underscore number 1, it is valid again. Underscore number 1. Underscore first number, it is also valid. Why? Because it should begin with alphabet or it can begin with underscore also. It is also valid. The next one is, it should not have the spaces. Suppose you created one variable like this, even number. It is invalid. Why? Because it contains the space. The name of the variable doesn't contain spaces. So it doesn't allow the spaces. Spaces doesn't allow. Now you cannot write like this also. Even number, space is not allowed. Now I am using plus. Plus also not allowed. It allows only underscore. Even underscore number is allowed. Even underscore number is allowed. Only underscore only allowed. Except underscore, you cannot use any special symbol. So it does not allow any special symbol except underscore. Only underscore only allowed. Except underscore, you cannot give any special symbol. You cannot create a variable like character, integer, float, short, like this. Why? Because these are the names already defined in computer. These are having the specific meaning. You cannot change the meaning of these keywords. So you cannot name a variable as a keyword. It should not be a keyword. A keyword you cannot use it as variable. Maximum length of the variable is 32 characters. Its length should not exceed 32 characters. 32 characters only allowed. More than 32 not allowed. So this is about the rules. Those are followed by variables. Those are called scope rules of variables. Right. The next concept is it is variable. Variable means it can change its value. It allow to modify its value. But the next concept is constant. What is a constant? Constant means which doesn't allow to change its value is called as a constant. So it is also a variable. It is a container. It is a container. It doesn't allow to modify its value. If you try to change its value, then you will get error also. If you try to change its value, you will get error. You will get error. So it is called as fixed value. Right. We can create a constant in two ways. we can create a constant in two ways. Two ways are there. Way one, first way. You can create a constant like this by using hash define command. It is a command to define a constant. Constant name pi. Constant value 3.14. Like this, you can create a constant. Way two. This 3.14 is a number with decimal point, so it is called float. Float pi equal to 3.14. Data type and the name of the variable, it is called variable. It allows to change its value, but I don't want to allow to change its value. I want to make it constant. So to make it constant, we have to use CONST keyword. By using hash define command, by using CONST keyword, you can create the constants. Right? Note of this. Friends, if it is completed, I am going to stop the today's class. As you know, I already told you I will take the class only from Monday to Friday. Today is the Friday. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we have no classes, right? We don't have any class. So Monday we will meet again. Good night. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, I will wind up the session. Do you have any doubt? No doubt. Thank you. Good night. Sir, when will this class continue? Monday. Monday at same time. Okay. Saturday and Sunday we don't have any classes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.